I'm a native from Bakersfield, California, like I said. I was there most of my life. And I'm also a United States Army veteran. Woo! Yeah. Yes, sir. And the reason why I enjoyed the Army was because when I was a senior in high school, that's when 9/11 happened. And I said, man, I got to do something so that doesn't happen to my country again. And although I wasn't born in the United States, I was raised in the United States, and America gave me everything that I ever wanted. Gave me my education, gave me everything. So I said, I got to do something for my new country, this country that I love so much, to give it back to them. And as soon as I graduated from high school, I enlisted in the United States Army. I enlisted in the Army, went to basic training, got assigned to Fort Hood, Texas, my first duty station with 4th Infantry Division. Yeah.
What was your MOS?
Yeah. The only MOS in the Army. Yeah, anyways, I went there and served my first deployment with the 101st Airborne Division. With the 4th Infantry Division, and came back after a long time there. And after my first deployment, I said, I can't live it. I can't leave this behind. I can't let my brothers keep fighting this fight by themselves. This war's not over for me. And I said, hey, let's do this again. Let's go. And I re-enlisted for another 4 years. After re-enlisting, I got assigned to the 101st Airborne Division out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And I said, hey, you know what? That's a great unit. Let's go. Let's do this. And I get there, and a month later, I'm on a plane to Iraq for my second deployment. I said, all right, let's go. Round 2, baby. And I get there, and we got sent to this place called the Sunni Triangle of Death in 2005. And at that time, that was one of the worst places at the worst possible time. And we replaced this National Guard unit. God bless them, they were doing a great job, but again, they were National Guards and they weren't ready for that kind of job. And, they took it real bad. And they had something crazy like 80 KIA in like 4 months or something. And, we went in there and said, let's do this. And it was so bad that it was to a point where the enemy had actually drawn a line and said, if you pass this, we'll kill you. And so they didn't pass that line. So the enemy had control of that territory. So I said, let's go. Let's do this. We're the 101st Airborne. We don't believe in those lines. We make the lines. And we pushed in there, and it took a toll on us. We took a lot of casualties. We had a really high casualty rate on that deployment. I was actually wounded twice on that deployment. The first time I was wounded, I was December, can't remember the day exactly, but it was December 05. And I was a gunner in a Humvee, and we were just patrolling up and down this road. And we'd done this about 2-3 times this day, and we were going to do it right before sunset. And said, let's go. We're flying down the road, doing about 40-50 miles an hour, and they use this the garage lasers, the sensors, to detonate this IED. But we're going so fast down the road that it actually detonated right behind our vehicle. But I was a gunner, and a good gunner should always, especially the front gunner, should always be standing up, facing the enemy. And I was standing up on the 50, and it blew up behind the vehicle. And it wasn't much. It was just a couple scratches on my face and a concussion. But you can't really tell because I'm a little ugly anyways. But yeah, just a couple scratches on the face, and no big deal. Like I said, that was a triangle at that time. That's how things were. Can't let little things like a scratch and a concussion stop you. So I kept on going with the fight, and then we got sent to about a month or 2 months later, on February 8, 2006, I got wounded a second time. This time, we got sent to clear this place called a water treatment facility, and this water treatment facility was held by the enemy, and they knew that, we knew that, and we knew we were gonna get into a fight. So I was like, hey, let's do this. We're infantry, that's what we're supposed to do. So we went in there. It was a pretty good fight, I'm not gonna lie. And around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the enemy somehow came around us and hit us with an RPG, hit our vehicle with an RPG, and wounded everybody inside the truck. I took a little piece of shrapnel on the back of the head. No big deal. Didn't tell anybody until the medevac helicopter was gone, because they would have made me get on that thing. I wasn't going to do that. And so everybody got a medevac. Then after that left, I told the medic, hey man, I think I got something in the back of my head. He was like, dude, you got a hole in the back of your head. It happens. And but I kept on going with the fight. that's the way we're supposed to do. We can't let the little things like that stop you spiritually in that place. And kept on going, very proud of the deployment. The reason why I talk about that deployment is not because of 2 Purple Hearts. I could care less about the medal on my chest. That doesn't mean anything to me, to tell the truth. I talk about that deployment because I'm very proud of what we did there. We did a lot of good things. One of the things that we did is that it happened in June 2006, and they actually mounted up, and we had been taking heavy casualties for a while, and we shut down the entire triangle. We said pretty much martial law, if you leave your house, we'll kill you kind of thing. And they kind of stepped up. They're farmers, most of them, and they did a peaceful protest on us. And at first that kind of made me angry, but then I was like, you know what? No. They're doing this protest because we're here. Saddam days, they wouldn't have thought about doing something like that. They had the freedom to do a protest because of us, and we gave them that freedom. That's one of the things that made me proud about that deployment, because it told me in my heart it was worth it. It was worth what we were doing there. My blood was worth it. And thank you. And came back from that deployment in, I want to say October 2006. And as soon as we were landing, I was a machine gunner. I'm turning in my M249 to the guy, whoever it was, taking the machine guns there. It's just some guy. And never deploying his life. He says, "Are you sure you don't want to keep this thing? You're about to deploy 12 months. I looked at him and I said, dude, I don't know why you joined the military, but I joined because I wanted to fight for my country. I didn't want to go push water for my country or push paper for my country. I didn't want to supply for my country. I wanted to fight for my country. I said, let's do this. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go tomorrow." And he looked at me with this weird face like, what the heck is wrong with this dude? And I was, that's exactly how I felt.
Help it out, man. You got it.
Hey, he wasn't lying. There we go. I feel more comfortable like this anyways. He wasn't lying, and neither was I. I was ready to go, and on the dot, 12 months later, we're on a plane to Iraq with my 3rd tour duty. Round 3, baby. I said, let's go. And this time I was a team leader. I had a couple kids I was in charge of, and I said, man, you know what? It's a different thing. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my 3rd deployment was really nice. We're getting to eat hot meals every other day, getting to take showers every other week. Not bad at all. And about 2.5 months into that deployment, we got sent out to clear the city of East Scandaria, which is about 60 miles south of Baghdad. And while we're doing this, they gave us 30 days to go do it, but we're the 101st Airborne. Not saying that we're cocky, but we're pretty badass. And so we said, man, we don't need 30 days. So about 5 days in, we're done. We cleared this whole down, we're ready to go. And they say, you know what, guys? Spend another night.
It might be working. Oh, he took it.
All right. They said, guys, spend another night over there. We're going to have an air assault mission from Alpha Company. And you guys are going to be their backup. You're going to be their quick response force. I said, all right, we're supposed to be here for 30 days, so you got plenty of Red Bull, plenty of cigarettes. We can stay, yeah. And it was a pretty good thing that we stayed there, because they tried to hit him with some type of car bomb, a VBID. And we went out there, checked it out. We actually found the car bomb was hidden by some trees and stuff like that. Blew it in place. Found some a little weapons cache, blew it in place. Found some bad guys, blew it in place. I said, man, it's a good day. Let's go home. And on our way back home, that's when my vehicle hit a second roadside bomb. Another roadside bomb, my 3rd one. And this one was right underneath my seat. This one, then right underneath my seat, took my left leg right off the bat and my right foot right off the bat. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't remember much from this incident. All I remember is 3rd road, big old flash. Then I was laying in the center console of the Humvee, and I looked behind me and I saw my foot there. I was like, that can't be good. And the reason why I say that is because being a guy with so many deployments, so many times that I've been hit and all that stuff, I knew one thing. I knew one thing for sure. Pain was good. Pain is good. Pain lets you know you're still alive. Pain lets you know it's not that bad. And when that happened, I felt nothing. I had no pain, so I was like, what? I guess this is how it goes. For me, I'll tell you straight up, I wasn't expecting to come home. Way in before that thing went off, way before my second deployment, I already had in my mind that Iraq was my war and I was willing to give my life for it, and it was probably going to happen there. Just a matter of time. And when that happens, it's just kind of one of those things. I said, oh, so this is how it's going to go. So I just kind of laid back and don't remember anything after that. Apparently a pretty good medic came in there and saved my life. But I woke up 2 days later in a hospital in Landshut, Germany, and a pretty nurse walks in and says, thank God you're alive. I said, thank God too, lady. And she says, do you know what happened to you? I said, I got blown up. She says, oh, you do remember. I'm like, nah, lady, it's pretty obvious. My last known memories in a Humvee in Iraq, and I'm in here, so it's pretty obvious I got blown up. She's like, yes, sir, you got blown up. And she says, do you know what your injuries are? I said, no, let me have it. I'm expecting real bad news, right? Like, your guts are hanging out, you got 10 minutes to live, something real bad, And, hold on, give me a second. Let me move this. New socket, sorry. And, And she says, well, sir, your left leg's gone. I'm like, okay. And your right foot's gone, you're probably going to lose your right leg. I'm like, okay. And she stops. And she says, and I said, is that it? She says, well, you got a broken back, broken jaw, you might lose your left hand, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And I said, oh, thank God, lady, you had me scared for a second. I thought it was something serious. And she kind of looked at me with this weird face, kind of like the one you guys are giving right now. And she was like, what is wrong with this dude? But, for her, great nurse, I'm not going to lie, but, for her, I was in chart. I was just another guy in her bed, another wounded guy coming through there out of so many. And she didn't really know who I was. She didn't know what was in here. She didn't know the things that I've been through. And, I was there for a couple days, and finally they sent me to Walter Reed Army Medical Center to recover from my injuries. And I get there, and as soon as I get there, to Ward 57 as a matter of fact, and I get there, I get surrounded by a whole bunch of doctors, and one of the doctors comes up to me and says, well, Corporal, you're a double amputee now. What are your realistic goals for recovery while you're here at Walter Reed? I told him, well, sir, I want to be walking 3 months and running in 6. Like, dude, that's not going to happen. And I said, well, I said, sir, why the hell not? And he said, well, you're a double amputee now. It's going to take you 6 to 8 months to even start walking. And if you do get to run again, which most double amputees don't ever get to do that, it's going to take you around 18 months. I said, all right, sir, we'll see. We'll see about that. You only went to school for that. We'll see. And I began to study all my guys, everybody that was there, I saw a lot of good things, a lot of bad things from everybody. Oh, thank you. I don't normally do this, but new socket. Anyways, I get there and most of the guys are, it's split down the middle. Some of the guys are doing good, some of the guys are having a lot of problems. And I looked at the guys that were doing good, look at the guys that were doing bad, see what they were doing, studying the prosthetics, doing my physical therapy really hard. And I began to walk 3.5 months after I got hit. And I began to run 2 weeks before the 6-month mark. And that's something I'm really proud of because for me, not a lot of people, actually nobody had done that before. A lot of guys were right around that 8 to 10 month, 18-month mark. And nobody had done that. And now that's kind of like one of the new standards. They're looking at the guys like, well, we hope you're running in 5 months, you know. So I'm pretty proud that that's the new standard over there. And well, you know, the reason is like people looked at me, you know, for me, I worked around Walter Reed and most of the guys were not doing great, you know. Most of the guys had that angry face or, you know, I hate you, I hate life, F you, F that, you know. And they didn't have me, right? But, like just a smile on my face, like, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? What's up? You know, shaking hands and all that stuff, you know, smiling and this and that. And people were just like, what is wrong with this dude? What is this guy's problem? Does he like the attention? What's the issue with this dude? And you know, none of that stuff, man. It's not a picture. It's not about an interview. It's not about this. It's not about that. You know, I could care less about any of that attention, man. The reason why I do the things that I do, the reason why I started doing the things that I do was, first of all, my goal to walk and run that fast was because my boys were still in Iraq. They were still over there fighting the enemy, and I couldn't be there with them. And for that killed me inside. And I gotta say, you know, I gotta do something to motivate the boys over there. I gotta do something to prove to the boys that it's okay to keep on going and to keep on fighting them. And that was my motivation to do the things that I did while I was at the hospital. Then I came home, and you know, I didn't want any of this. I didn't want any attention, so I kind of came home, being in the dark shades, you know, behind the scenes. I didn't want to talk to anybody, you know, kind of like the way most of us are with PTSD when we come home. You know, just want to be left alone. And you know, that was very selfish of me. I'm not gonna lie, that was very selfish of me because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that have that a lot worse than I do. And one of the things that happened that snapped me out of it is that my unit went back to Afghanistan, and Dad didn't go with them, and that hurt. And one of the kids was from my hometown, and he gets killed. And he had a 2-week-old daughter who was a good friend of mine. And for me, for me that, you know, that hurt. And I said, you know what? I gotta do something. I have to get out there and do more than what I'm doing. I can't be this selfish and just think for myself. And as much as it hurts, I have to go out there and do it. And I started doing things out there, started speaking and talking, and you know, and finally I said, you know what? There's a real thing here. And the thing is that by me going out there, it's not benefiting me. You know, every time I get on this stage, every time I do this thing, every time I tell my story, it hurts. But the only reason why I do it, it's not for me, it's not for the attention, it's not for that stuff. It's because I hope that one person, at least one person, every time I talk, will be helped by my story, and it will take them to a better place. And that's why I do the things that I do. And, you know, like my brother said, like my brother, he didn't have an opportunity to go home to kiss his wife, hug his mother, tuck in his daughter. He didn't get that second opportunity. And here I am, not getting a second, not getting a third, but getting a fourth chance at life. And I was going to take advantage of this. I was going to make sure I lived it up for my brothers. I was going to make sure that I made their memory proud. I was going to make sure that everybody remembered who they were. And that's what got me out of the shadows. And that's why I do the things that I do. You know, I try to do a bicycle ride, a hand crank bicycle ride across the country. I started in California, made it to Memphis, Tennessee. Blew off my shoulder, son. And you know, I do all the things that I do, not because of me, not because I hope that by going out there, you know, I find that reason. Because you're all here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. That reason might be on that ride that I did. That reason might be in here. One of you guys might be that reason why I'm still here walking this earth. Because if I'm able to change one person's life for the better, all the pain, all the suffering, everything, all the tears, it will be all worth it to me. And that's why I do what I do. Thank you.